Hello and welcome to another two-man podcast.
Hell yeah.
Brought to you by the Dirty Sanchez of Andrew.
And sort of cleanly
No, it's stubbled. I like the stubble. I like the stubble.
It's
Stubble suits you.
dirty stubble Mitchell and
Nah, it's not dirty stubble, mate. That's clean. That's
getting
clean.
some neck beard down there growing again.
Anyways. I love your neck beard. I nearly had the full handlebar and shit.
Oh,
but I accidentally, just as a joke. But I accidentally shaved too much off, and I went, fuck.
No, I don't think so.
Do it now.
I don't think so.
I just wanted to do it for the little shits and gigs. That's what lockdown has done for me, man.
Well, whatever keeps you entertained at this point, really.
Yeah, that's kind of I'm about to shave my head at this point. My hair's fucked.
Chat, if we get 1 like on this video, Andrew will shave his hair.
No. At least 15. 15 likes. I shouldn't have said that.
I'm making 15 accounts and
no, I wouldn't do it anyway.
But what's up this week? What have we got to talk about this week?
Well, we've got a game. I've got a game to talk about. Genshin Impact.
Yes.
I messaged you about it. It's the best way I could describe it is, and this is not a stupid comparison. It is literally Breath of the Wild if it was a free-to-play mobile game.
Gacha style.
Yes. Well, it's originally made for mobile, so it's on mobile, PlayStation, PC, and Xbox.
Oh wow, it's everywhere.
Yeah, everywhere. And yeah, it's gacha style in the sense of you get a party of 4. You get heroes. Each hero has different abilities and base skills and weapons that they use.
So is it kind of like a mix between a Persona 5 combat style and Breath of the Wild aesthetics? Because you have a team of Persona 5, right?
It's a Breath of the Wild combat style as well.
Oh.
It's a 3D action-based game. Well, I wouldn't say Breath of the Wild combat style, but it is a 3D action-based game. So you have a dodge mechanic. You have B, which does your basic attack. Hold down B is your heavy attack.
So it's not turn-based?
Not turn-based. It is all action-based. So you can dodge attacks, etc., etc.
Okay.
People are trying to compare it to, it's Breath of the Wild MMO. It's not.
That's not a bad comparison, though, I guess.
It's Breath of the Wild Destiny is the better comparison.
Oh, you've piqued my
No, I'm not saying this in a good way. But in the sense of you are playing by yourself, but once you hit the co-op level, which I still haven't hit yet, I'm not sure how the co-op works just yet, but I believe just from what I've seen, is the way it'd work is similar to Destiny's strike system. Joining a random fire team or joining friends for strikes or raids. I think. I could be wrong. It could be you join them in the open world. That could well be it, but I just don't see that. The open world, the game's gorgeous.
Looks really pretty.
It's really gorgeous.
Currently downloading as we speak, guys. I got an hour and 20 minutes left.
I've put a number of hours in now, and I can say that it gets old. It can get old pretty quick.
What's that? Can get old?
The game.
Well, that's the thing about these things, the longevity of it all.
That's the problem with
MMOs.
It wears the mobile side on its sleeve. It wears that mobile pride on its sleeve. And it's part of it really bores me, and that's the mobile games have these really in-depth and super convoluted stories that you don't understand fuck all that's going on.
Not at all.
And they're just spouting shit, and it does this to a T. The gacha mechanics are literally like a normal gacha mobile game.
What are the rates?
So you've got weapons that your characters can wield. Each character can wield different types, will wield a specific type of weapon. So some will wield a great sword, some are normal long swords, some will wield bow and arrow, etc., etc., etc.
But there's like summon pools in this game, right?
Yeah, so it's they call them wishes, but it's like every other. It's like Epic 7, all that. You can either summon 1 at a time or 10 at a time.
Yeah, sure.
And the way you get these items is through either getting them through the mail, I guess, sometimes maybe doing quests, like, you know, and or getting a different, like the currency to purchase them through quests or exploration.
Yeah. And do you know the rates on it? Like what a specific drop would be? Like, is it generous more than other gachas maybe, or is it kind of basic?
It's pretty shit. In the sense of... Now, the reason why I say it's shit is... So when you open when you summon 10, you don't summon 10 characters. It includes weapons, it includes the artifacts, it includes all of that plus characters. So...
Yeah, no, that's pretty normal. At least in like Epic 7, which is the gacha I play a lot of, you get artifacts and heroes. You
kind of get from what I've seen...
Not weapons, though. Not weapons. They're separate. So that is a little weird that weapons are included in all that, but it depends on how good the weapons are and how important
the weapons are tiered. They are tiered. Just like artifacts would be, there's 4-star, 5-star weapons.
How many stars does it go up to? Is it just 5? Or
I think it's 5. I think it could be more. The most I've seen is 4 stars at the moment, but I've seen 5 stars listed in the summons. But my problem with it is I've spent, because the characters are so based around their gameplay. If you cop a shit character, you really feel like you've been done dirty, you know. And there is a combat
feeling.
Yeah, and there is a combat mechanic. There is a specific class, in my opinion, that is the worst class, and that's the mage class. They are the most boring characters to play as.
Well, look, the hope with this sort of stuff is that the game's brand new, right? And normally with these sort of games, there's going to be a lot of patches. So...
But I think
that if there's a lot of backlash for that mage class, if a lot of people are thinking the same as you, then they might change. They might.
My only problem with that is, what I see that to be a little tough is the flaw lies in the whole class in and of itself and the combat. Because the combat is very simplistic. It is press B as your normal attacks for a mage, and you have your ability attacks, a heavy attack still, and then you have your super, right? But the way the mage works is you're like throwing projectiles or whatever, throwing little magical projectiles, but the flaw with it is the projectiles feel really like there's a delay each throw. So you'll be pressing B and you'll double tap, let's say. You tap B twice, and by the time you've tapped the second B, it's only summoned one. It just doesn't feel as fluid as like hitting the sword. You're like going bang, bang, bang. Like,
well, that should be constantly stuff you'd be able to patch in and out of the game, sure.
I hope. It just didn't feel good.
No,
I was speaking to Elijah. Elijah's played a little bit of it. He also felt the same, that the mage didn't feel good. Which is a shame, because I got this character that is a mage, and they have like a really decent ability, like a really useful ability that could work with the party. So I should probably explain how the party system works, actually. It's not like a normal party system where you see everybody in your party when you're in combat. Sure. You only have the one person.
Okay.
And the way your party system works is on your D-pad, let's say you're playing with controller, on your D-pad, your up will be your party number 1 member. Pressing to the right will be your party 2. Down, 3, left, 4. And what happens is your character disappears and you turn into the other character. Right. So you've got to turn it, and then there's like a 2-second cooldown between switching party members again. And so the way that works is then you've got to learn to, and this was really fun to kind of pick up on. You've got to kind of, similar to other mobile gacha games, mold the elements that work together to kind of make a decent party. But that what makes it a bit more fun is instead of it just being like you're molding, you've just got these characters that match together with elements. Instead, you're actually also actively using those elements in ways that you want to. You're choosing how you use them. So, like, for example, there's this hero that I got. She sucks. The worst. She's a mage character. She's the worst damage character ever. But I combine her, and she throws water essentially. So she does fuck all. Right. But what she does is she wets all the enemies, and then I can quickly change to an ice character and freeze them all, and they're stuck. They're frozen
so
still.
They got some really cool combos.
Yeah. So like the magic combines. So another example is I have a fire and wind character. The wind character is the character you start with is a wind character. So I'm still using one of the character we start with, just because his abilities are really nice as a wind character. Right. But I have a fire character, so I use her ability, which essentially it leaves this little cute fucking bunny thing that essentially taunts the enemies. They go towards it, and then it'll blow up, right? And so as it blows up, it won't kill them, but there's fire erupts, and I can use my wind ability, which then turns my wind into a flame whirlpool, essentially.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, it's really cool. Like, there's some really cool combinations with magic, and I really appreciate that because that's something I've wanted in any magic based game
really cool.
ever. I love combinations. That's why I love Divinity Original Sin 2.
We're talking about the characters. What do you think of them, I guess, in diversity? Are they interesting? The art style?
Well, the art style is phenomenal.
The art style phenomenal, but are there enough of them? Is there a lot of diverse characters?
I don't know how many there are exactly, but each character I've gotten, maybe bar one or two, have kind of stood out. I'm going to sneeze.
Bless you. Because I know, because I've played gachas in my time, obviously, and the main pull for me personally, especially with Epic 7, what kept me playing Epic 7 was my I don't know if attachment's the right word, but
no, it's that creation of a party that you think this looks amazing. I think you need a good design, and you need with this game as well, good ability matchup. So there's one character that I can think of. She's got a really cool ability. She's a adorable fucking maid girl with a giant fucking sword.
There's always one.
But she has on top of being just this adorable fucking maid girl that I now just want in my party forever, she's also got a really useful ability where she can essentially put a shield around her, right?
Right.
But if you put that shield around her, you can change to any party member and that shield still stays around you. So like it's a really useful ability. And then she also, her super is a giant, like just massive damage output. So like, it's a really good character to keep in for a defensive mechanic.
And that DPS apparently.
Yeah, she's really good. I really enjoy her. And you can, everyone, you get her at the beginning. You will be able to get her at the beginning. There's like every gacha, they have that beginning summons where it's like, oh, this won't, like normally it costs 10 of this currency.
Yeah.
And the rest, and like for the 10 summon, except there's always that one when you begin where you get 2 like for 8. And it will be the one that has the maid girl. You'll see it at the front.
Right.
If you pay the 10, the first time you pay the 10, you'll get, or like do the 10 summon, you'll get her. It's a guaranteed catch.
Cool. Well, it seems like a very interesting game, and I'm excited to play it.
I'm really interested to see where they go with this, because
I
don't know. I haven't played a lot of gacha games to end completion. I haven't played any really to end completion because none of them have grabbed me.
Yeah.
But this one seems to have a lot of interesting things that you can do around it, right? So, like, just for example,
you better hope that the content keeps like progressing and whatnot, because a lot of things with gachas and these style of games, and what you touched on before, is that the longevity is a big problem, replayability. So I'm hoping in the long term or even short term they put something in and keep rotating events maybe and keep things
that's
flowing.
The interesting thing, because it's an open world game.
Yeah.
So there's this giant exploration on top of just focusing on these world events that they can deal with, which is what makes this so interesting. Because like I'm really enjoying just exploring right now.
Yeah. But how long is that going to last? You know,
because I'm sure once I find everything, I'll get bored.
If you put it back to like Destiny, and you talk about these world events, if they're anything like public events in Destiny, I don't go and do public events on Destiny anymore unless I really have to, and it's kind of boring. You know.
Well, these are I don't know about world events just yet, but I'm just enjoying the exploration because the map is big. Like it's a very big map. It was a lot bigger than I expected. But let's say like once I get bored of that, right? There's also things like there's literally like an adventure book that you get. And it essentially gives you these like things that you need to tick. They want you to tick off, and you'll get experience for it, and you'll get rewards.
Sort of.
But so challenges. But then on top of that, there's a boss list, and so there's world bosses that you can find. Cool. And so that's what's really interesting to me. Is like, oh fuck, I can go searching for all these bosses and shit if I so choose. Like all that. It's really awesome in my opinion.
I think it would be a lot of fun co-op as well. So I'm looking forward to doing that kind of exploration, boss hunting with a group. So that
when you do, if the exploration is co-op, when you do, we'll definitely do some recordings and put it on the channel.
Sure.
Like I'd love to. Obviously you'll be streaming. I mean, I can record on my end. I think that'd be really fun. We just need to get you to the level because I'm still not at the level. I've been playing for like 2 days.
I'm a gamer, bro. I'll be there. No worries. I'll get there. I'm a pro fish.
Oh, don't worry. Like I'm only I think I'm 4 levels off now. So
yeah, no worries.
I'm not far off.
I'll see you there.
You can probably do it a lot quicker.
When you catch up, I'll add you to my party. All right.
The thing is, no, you'll probably catch up really quickly because I'm not playing the game you probably should be to be leveling up super quickly because there's an adventure rank and then there's like your character ranks, etc.
Right.
So adventure rank is the level you need to be at 16 to start co-op. But adventure rank levels up from doing certain tasks, whether it be finding new areas, like I said, ticking off those challenges will get you experience for adventure rank.
Did you say there was character levels?
So there's character levels. So like that's like your character, your party member levels.
Right.
And then there's your adventure rank, which is the one that you need to focus on to get to be able to do co-op.
Yes.
So that's like your overarching level, and the way you level that up is through, like sometimes like finding certain places will get you some, but not much. But like a lot of the experience comes from either completing the quests or doing the challenges that I mentioned.
Okay.
And I have not been doing that. I've just been exploring because I've been enjoying exploring. So that's why I'm a little slower.
I mean, I might explore a little bit, but I'm all about business. I don't lay around. I don't want to look at your damn
fuck around. I want to be a millionaire immediately. But no, I'll be interested. I do. My only problem is the gacha mechanics of. I get a little frustrated getting 1 hero per 10 fucking summons.
That's how it is, dude. It's hard, and that's why I'm saying the grab of the characters or the
yeah. Oh, don't worry. There's characters that I really want.
Characters are so important because if people don't care about the characters and they have to grind all that time to get one, as you were saying, people aren't going to play. So you got to hope that you have really good characters that are worth the grind.
Yeah.
And people can sort of justify in their minds of doing this, you know?
Yeah.
So that's another longevity thing as well.
There's like a few characters I really want. Like I really fucking want them. And I'm so annoyed. One of them, Elijah got in his first fucking role. And I wanted to jump. I wanted to jump through the screen and throttle the cunt. Because do you know what I got on my, not on my first roll, my second roll, I got one of the characters you get in the tutorial. I was fucking furious. I was like, this is I've already gotten a double.
That sucks, dude. That really sucks. That's the luck of it, you know? Some people are really RNG lucky, and then there's you that aren't very RNG lucky.
I'm not lucky. Like Destiny 1, never saw a Galahorn until you could buy one. Also Destiny 1, like, never got the Vex.
I never got the Vex. You're fine.
Yeah, but you know what? I didn't get any weapons in Vault of Glass. I only ever got the fucking Sparrow and the armor, which is what you get.
The first time I ever did Crota, the Crota raid, was with a group of mutual friends and whatnot. And they've been doing it for a while. And I jumped in my first one and dropped the Hawk Moon, which was
you little fucker.
The best weapon. And they all hated me. And I was like, I can't control this. I'm sorry.
Hawk Moon was one of my favorite guns.
Oh, it was my favorite weapon of Destiny 1. That and the Suros regime.
Suros and Hawk Moon, those are my two. Actually, and then like for legendaries, I loved the pulse rifle from Crota.
Oh, I was all about the was it Defiance of Yasmin? I think it was the sniper.
Yeah, the sniper. Well, that's what I'd have. I'd have the pulse and then the Defiance equipped.
Good days. Good days.
Fucking great. I missed that period of Destiny 1.
The Vault is coming to Destiny 2 in the new update, so maybe in 2021 we'll be getting some of that Destiny 1 content. I know Vault of Glass is coming, not immediately, but maybe like a few months afterwards.
Yeah, but I don't like how Destiny's weapons work now.
Nah, you haven't it.
I hate that kinetic only primary shit. I miss having all elemental.
Nah, dude. That'd be... Nah, it's fine as
it is. No, that was Destiny 1. That was great.
Nah, it's fine as it is.
No!
Maybe they found out that it was just too overpowered. Maybe they just wanted to limit. So,
like, it wasn't too overpowered. It was enjoyable. Then
you got to think. You got to be smarter. You got to be smarter about the way you do things.
No, it's just I don't like the looks of most of the primaries. Good. Yeah. That's what you deserve.
My dog's agreeing with me. He's going, yes, it was a good choice.
Anyway, we should probably get into some news, huh?
Sure, man.
Let's get into some news.
Good or bad?
We'll start with the worst, and then we'll move on to positive.
Right,
I want to finish with some positivity.
All right, let's do that.
Ubisoft. Back.
No. How do I disconnect? Where's the quit button?
Ubi's back. Better than ever.
Oh boy, it's the new season.
Michael Ansel, you probably don't know his name. He's the lead director of the Rayman games, and Beyond Good and Evil creators. Sorry, not director, he was the creator of Rayman and Beyond Good and Evil.
Rayman aren't really that prominent in these days, but they were massive, like early 2000s.
Well, Rayman has a few resurgences every now and then.
It has a good
It's always remakes. It's always remakes or remasters.
There's no
it's
new
just ports
content.
of the old stuff. No new content. But still, Beyond Good and Evil, they had the second game coming out. Well, I say soon, but there was never a date, but it got announced, and it looked really interesting. Well, the cinematic did. Well, he left Ubisoft because he wanted to go and work with animals. That's awesome.
That's nice.
It's nice. Except a week later, a French journalist company, French newspaper, they kind of released online that they'd actually been, before he'd left, investigating his studio for a toxic work environment. Thanks to his leadership.
First Alan, now this. Can't tolerate this.
Mike
Wazowski, what are you doing, man?
Michael Ansel. So, anyway, it was just a coincidence, right, that he happened to leave.
He wanted to work with animals, you know?
Yes, of course. And, the big thing is, we had...
That's such a PR stunt, if that's the case. Like, dude, what about your toxic workplace? We're going to be looking into... But, dude, I save puppies now. You can't hate me.
Well, look, I don't know if that's exactly it, but I mean, like, it's pretty
but just
funny.
Just imagine.
It's pretty funny. But, anyway...
I saved this puppy from a mountain.
Am I really a bad person?
I named him Greg. Anyways...
but like the staff that worked there was a shit ton of burnouts, requests for transfers, resignations, depression, And a lot of people...
negative workspace, basically.
Yeah, and a lot of people claimed that he got away with a lot of it because he's good friends with our favourite CEO of Ubisoft, Yves Romo. Now, Yves obviously would have no idea what's going on because he doesn't know what happens in his company.
No.
Like he's already stated.
Claim negligence, ignorance.
Except when they did an investigation after complaints, Yves had the heart to say, I have new trust in him. Newfound trust in him. And did fucking nothing.
He saves puppies. I trust this man with my life.
No, but this is before he saved puppies.
Oh,
because
okay.
This was like a year or two ago. But maybe Yves is a
we've learned
fortune
by now.
teller.
We've learned by now. People bullshit all the time in the gaming industry. You cannot take anyone's word, really.
Of course. I just think it's similar to the whole Control developers saying they couldn't give you something for free and then being told
they accidentally
you did it. And then like kind of fucking it up by accident. This is that just in abuse allegations, you know.
Yeah,
you've got Yves saying, I don't know what it is, and then people going, no, he conducted an investigation and said, nah, he's alright, he's a good fella.
He's a good fella. You know? We went fishing last summer. He caught a carp.
He gave me a BJ and did a reach around. Not even my wife does a reach around. So of course I've got to let him go.
We're a respectable news source.
Please come to us for more information.
Oh my god.
So facts are, Yves Romo likes a good reach around. And that's all right.
And
whatever
he's ignorant to what happens in his company. So focus more on the latter than the first.
But no, I just wanted to throw that out there. It was nothing massive to talk about. I only found this literally just before we started the podcast stream. So I haven't looked too much into it. And everything I found was in French. So it's a bit harder to fucking read it. Yeah.
I speak like Joey.
But like that's the gist of it. That's the gist of what happened. He has apparently come out, I believe, and said, no, that's not at all why I left. I refuse. I deny this. But
why would he lie about that? I trust him. It's not like it would ruin his reputation.
Yeah, why would he agree to that? Why would he say that that's okay?
Hey, yeah. I would definitely be like, yeah, man, I did all that stuff. Shit me.
I definitely left because I was abusive.
Yeah.
Well, it's just stupid. Anyway, let's just move on. Microsoft Game Pass. The Game Pass is back in the news again.
Oh, we got another sponsorship deal?
Yeah, another sponsorship. No, just again, quick news to throw out. They hit 15 million subscribers, that's massive. That's really good.
PewDiePie. You watch out.
Yeah, you better watch out. But hey, honestly, that's really big, and I think that shows the power of what a streaming site is. Sony, who says that a gaming streaming site is not possible or viable in this current climate. Here's your proof, you fucking idiots. It's just...
Well, they'll learn. Sooner or later.
No, they won't. They won't. They'll learn once it's too late. They're like a frog in boiling
that's what
water.
I said. They'll learn eventually, whether it's too late or...
Yeah. It's just funny because they came out, one of the big boys in Sony was like, it's just not viable in this current climate to make a streaming service for our content. Like, it's just not viable. We can't, it's just not affordable. And, you look at Xbox.
Maybe it's not affordable for them right now, to be fair, with the new consoles and then pumping that out. And it is tough.
I understand Xbox is... I understand that Xbox is a much bigger company. But to say it's tough right now for Sony is absolute lies, because their sales... Every game company's sales have skyrocketed due to Corona. Due to the fact that people are stuck at home. So
true.
I do not want to hear, but Corona's been tough on us.
No, but what I'm saying, they're spending a lot of money on PS5. PS5, that's what they're up to. Yeah,
they're spending a lot of money on PS5, but he's saying we do not think it is a viable option in the video game climate.
Well, then that's wrong.
He does not believe in... He says, and our current what we are currently doing, that's been succeeding, that's been working, so we're going to stick by it. And it's just like, it's
the ones that stay successful for long, are the ones that keep innovating and being creative.
The thing is that it's the fall of every fucking console generation, every generation, the one who was on top gets a big dick and big head, and they go, yeah, well, I don't need to change. We're already fucking the best. Yeah. And the ones who are at bottom are like, well, we need to get better, and they always improve. And then it's and then they'll get too big. It's been like that and it's for
great.
ages.
I think it's really great to have rivalries and
absolutely. It's good to have competition, rivalry. The fanboyism, I don't agree with.
No, I meant more.
The fanboyism, I want to fucking. I'm so sick of fanboys, man.
What do you mean? Are you an Xbox? Are you an Xbox man? Huh?
I am.
Wow. You must hate yourself. You must absolutely.
That's why I pre-ordered a PS5. I'm an Xbox fan.
Oh man.
So, in other news as well, this is just nothing else is like super bad. A lot of this is just either funny or good news, in my opinion. Twitter. Twitter, we love Twitter, the cesspit that is Twitter.
I don't know how to use Twitter. I have it. Follow me if you want.
It's a cesspit.
Nothing of value.
Yeah, no, it's not that. It's just full of horrible shit people. But Twitter, being idiots, started posting leaks of Halo Infinite's release date, saying it's going to come out the end of this month. It's going to come out next month. It's going to come out next year. It's going to come out the end of this year. The beginning of next year, they're saying it's definitely coming out. We've got leaks. It's coming out soon. And, of course, the developers had to come out and go, shut the fuck up. None of this is true. We don't know where you're getting this from. We don't have a release date yet. We don't have any release date at all. This does not exist.
That's the modern world. That's the internet. They'll spout any nonsense if they think there's any trace of fact to it.
The thing is, though, like, it's kind of shitty because there are people who manage to leak really interesting and actually factual things. And then there's these people who are like, it's coming out tomorrow.
Yeah, bro.
Promise.
Tinfoil hats.
It's just stupid.
We got 3 hours to prepare. 3 hours.
We got some leaks for the Bethesda game Starfield. We got some first ever gameplay leaks, which... That were just like 2 screenshots. They looked cool, whatever. Like, that was screenshots.
Yeah.
What else did we get? Oh, we got a Pokemon Direct. I'll say this for Tolga, because Tolga's not here, but we got a Pokemon Direct, which showed off essentially the new expansion or DLC for Pokemon Sword and Shield.
I was thinking about this yesterday. You know that game that was Pokemon style, but not Pokemon, and it was really popular. It was like a co-op style game, and it came out, there was like a beta for it like a year ago.
Temtem or Temmon or something.
Something like that. Whatever happened to that?
Is that still going? It's still going, I'm pretty sure.
Is that in like
I think it's an early
development
access.
hell?
I think it's an early access. No, I'm pretty sure it's still going because I swear a podcast like about 2 months ago brought it up again and they were playing it. So I think they are actually
because I was massive
still going on
when it first came out on like beta or whatever, and then it just went away. And I was really excited for it because I was like, man, a Pokemon game that's not Pokemon. That's
a Pokemon game that actually might be decent nowadays.
Yeah, exactly.
So they showed off the new DLC.
Yeah.
It looks interesting. There's some cool things that they're adding to it, but I'm just so frustrated with the Pokemon company that I don't want to buy anything that's theirs anymore. I'm so sick of it. They ruined Sword and Shield, in my opinion. It was shit. It was not. Well, it wasn't shit. It was just not. It wasn't what it could have been. It was average.
Especially, are you talking about how the animations were crappy? Even when they were like,
no, I don't give a fuck about the animations. I couldn't care less if they were fucking stand still. My problem was that the additions that they added, because we're in a console now, was not substantial enough. Like, ignoring that the animations weren't up to par. They still looked fine. The animations looked fine. My problem lied with they made these bland open worlds and it was one. They made one open area that was to span essentially all the other areas. Like, you'd have to travel between this one area to get to the other place, etc., etc. It was kind of like the middle of the map.
Yeah.
And all it was filled with was Pokemon. Now, I know you might go, well, Andrew, what's wrong with that? To me, it's... Imagine if you were playing an open world game like Assassin's Creed. And instead of being able to go and find side quests or go and raid camps or go and do a tower or go do things in the world map, it was just enemies appearing constantly out of nowhere, and
it was more of a survival mode than a...
Well, it was just enemies. Just like, imagine if it was just enemies constantly appearing, and that was the only content. That was it. To get to the main storyline, you know? And that's boring. That's not entertaining. Sure, they had the raid thing as well, and it's like, okay, the raid was essentially a 4-man team fighting a bigger Pokemon. It gets boring. It gets stale. And... the DLC after did kind of more of that, and the story wasn't great. Now, don't get me wrong, I haven't played the new DLC, but from what I've seen, it's just more of what they had.
They haven't learned anything.
It was just more of what they had, with some new Pokemon, some old Pokemon being brought in.
What Pokemon are they making now? They have like a blanket?
I'd actually fucking love a blanket Pokemon, honestly. I think that'd be great.
A phone charger one? Keeping up with the times, being modded.
I think you're going to just say a phone. I was like, there kind of is.
A controller. They're going to get sponsored by Sony, and they're going to make a nice PS4 controller.
No, it's going to be the DualSense controller.
DualSense. That's what the Pokemon's name is. DualSense! DualSense! That's what's going to happen.
I hate you. I hate you, but I love you at the same time.
The future's a beautiful place. Just come and join me, man.
The new DLC, it looks interesting. Like, they're adding in apparently all the legendaries from all the previous games are going to be in this area.
Okay.
Which is interesting. That's cool. They're adding in like a tournament mode where you can essentially choose, like, at any gym, apparently any trainer that you've met along the way, including the previous DLCs, you can choose to fight with you. So it's like a 2v2 style tournament. And so then you like get different interactions depending on who teams up with who type of thing.
Well, can you,
which is fun.
Versus other trainers, like players like you?
That's always been in PvP.
Yeah, I thought so.
There's always been PvP.
I just wanted to make sure.
There's always been a PvP in Pokemon.
I think that's just when you get to the end game, that's probably the most entertaining thing in a Pokemon game.
Well, it depends on the player, man.
It does.
Some people literally just are there to catch the Pokemon.
Yeah. And
that's it. Once they catch them all, they're done. There are some players that literally only focus on the PvP. So they finish the story, they catch the team that they want, they then breed them to get like the perfect fucking Pokemon for their team. They then train them to make them have the best stats.
Yeah.
And then they go into PvP and they just have this like god tier team.
Yeah.
And that's fine if you're into all that stuff, whatever. I'm simply there. I enjoy the catching of Pokemon, but I don't care about catching absolutely every single one. And like people complaining about there not being the entire fucking Pokedex in the game. Honest to God, there was around 500 Pokemon in the base game, right? I got bored after catching 100 of them.
Yeah, I don't understand.
Like,
this game has a lot of problems with longevity as well.
Like, I get what you're like. I get people are going, look, I want Pokemon. I want to be able to catch them all. Like,
there's
that's
some really
the logo
cool
and all
Pokemon.
that.
There really are, but
absolutely,
to catch them all.
Well, no, I just think like
Man.
the amount of people that caters to is
minuscule.
there, and they're very vocal, but I don't know if that's it's not the majority.
I wouldn't think so.
But like, just Sword and Shield as a base game was it's do you know what it was? It was Nintendo with the Mario ports. The bare fucking minimum. That's what it was. Obviously, these are two different companies. We're talking about Nintendo, and then we're talking about the Pokemon Company. But it was the bare minimum. And the Pokemon Company and Game Freak have been doing the bare fucking minimum for the last 3 generations of Pokemon. And as someone who grew up with Pokemon, I've loved Pokemon since I was a kid. I played every Pokemon generation.
Oh, really?
I played every single one. Maybe not at the time. There was a period where I stopped playing Pokemon, but when I got back into it, I went back and played all of them. I played every Pokemon generation.
Okay.
I do not care for Pokemon anymore.
No, I don't either.
I hate it now because of
That's why I was like, where's this Temtem game or whatever it's called?
Well, it's not that I hate Pokemon, though. Like, if they were to make a good Pokemon game, I'd be back in it and back on it immediately.
Sure. But you don't have a lot of faith in it right now.
I have zero faith in Game Freak now. It was already done with, like, Sun and Moon. There's one Pokemon game I've missed, and that's Ultra Sword and Ultra Moon or whatever it was. Which was, like, essentially, it was Sword and Moon 2, but it was Sword and Moon with a few tweaks and
things.
A few tweaks and updates, but it was the same story.
I think the last one I owned was Platinum. I think it was.
Platinum was great.
Yeah, that was cool. But no, there's actually a game I'm looking forward to, and I think it comes out early access in early October, about maybe the 13th.
Oh yeah, what game?
Baldur's Gate 3.
That's coming up.
You're coming up?
So I'm going to give you a rundown.
Right.
If you like Baldur's Gate 3, you need to look into Divinity Original Sin 2, okay? I'm just telling you that right fucking now, Mitchell. Because the developers of Baldur's Gate 3 are the developers of Divinity Original Sin.
Yeah.
And the reason why they got grabbed to make Baldur's Gate 3 is because Divinity Original Sin was based off the original Baldur's Gate games. Right. Well, it was inspired by Baldur's Gate.
I looked up if I needed to watch or play Baldur's Gate 1 and 2, and they said it was standalone. So if there's anyone out there that is interested and wants to play 3 and go, but I haven't played 1 and 2, it doesn't matter. Just go play it.
Yeah. So I want to also say the cool thing with Divinity Original Sin was it's another game where the magic and stuff you could combine magics. So like you could have someone summon rain to wet the floor and then just shoot out lightning and electrocute everyone and shit like that.
Well, what I love the sound of Baldur's Gate 3 is that it's like, because I've gotten into D&D the last year. It's
based off D&D.
Yeah, and it's basically made by a D&D 5e RPG. And I'm like, this is what I've been screaming out for.
The combat is that they've taken the combat from Divinity.
Sure.
Is what I've heard.
Is that good
and
combat?
They're putting it into... I loved it. It's turn-based. It's turn-based, like, strategy combat.
Yeah, that's like D&D. That's fine.
And I'm hoping that magic system, like I said, comes in to play.
I'm excited for it.
And Divinity Original Sin, like I said, all its inspiration is from Baldur's Gate. So when they made Divinity Original Sin 2, they were essentially making what they wanted to be Baldur's Gate.
Well, I'm just looking up when it's coming out on Steam. Release date October 6th. So anyone that's interested,
I'm buying it.
Early access, I think. Early access, yeah. October 6th.
I'm going to be buying it because anyway, that's actually one of my story lists so they did a little update. So we'll just go into it now because
why not? We're on the topic. Sorry,
I thought it was hilarious. No. Like, the other Pokemon thing, it's fucking done. Except
I was just excited for this game.
They made this like music video for Pokemon quickly. They made a music video at the very end. It was like this it was a Japanese band. I don't know the band, but they did a song and there was this they made this for like, it's like an anime opening. But
I'm not against it.
For Pokemon, and it went for 3 minutes and it was amazing. It was stunning and it made me hate them more because I'm like, wow.
Look at how much effort you can put into it.
You put so much effort into like a small little story for 3 minutes that's more interesting than the anime that you have.
And the games that you
more interesting than the games that you're making. Like, fuck you. I got so pissed, like, fuck you.
It's Nintendo.
My mate was like, dude, because he tried to tell me to say it, watch it. And he was like, nah, man, don't worry. This is really cool. You need to watch this part. I'll send it to you. And I watched it and he was like, how cool was it? And I just said, I'm just more pissed now. I'm just angrier. But anyway, Baldur's Gate. So they had a little like developer showcase type thing. And they gave a little update about like some multiple aspects of like characters. And so like in your party, characters who don't mash together personality-wise will clash. And it can affect your party's morale and it can affect how your party members act and stuff, right?
I like that.
And there were similar aspects in Divinity, not to that extent.
Yeah,
but like
but that's a really interesting aspect of the game.
Well, they like I said with Divinity, they're really focused on the characters and the story in Divinity and choices that you can make. It is such a big game. And so I'm so excited for Baldur's Gate. Like, I'm so excited.
Man,
but anyway,
it feels like it's the game that I've been waiting for like a long time.
You might like this even more. They also touched on the more romantic side of relationships.
You can have sex in Baldur's Gate 3.
Well, yes, you can have sex, but
I saw that in a headline somewhere.
They liked to. They really wanted to show the positions that they've rendered.
Oh, are you serious? They really.
There was like 12.
Is this what the community is reaching out for? They're like, man, all I want is an article.
You gotta know, like, there was like a 69, there was reverse cowgirl, there was just a straight up blowjob or like giving head. Like, I can't wait. You've got my sale.
This is like 2077 has gone like, yeah, you can do this, this, and this. Baldur's Gate, like, blunt as hell.
12 positions, you name it. We'll make more.
Oh god, DLC coming out.
Oh god, I'd fucking froth it. But like, they straight up just showed, like, it was just like, you know, the conceptual like drawings where it's not a fully detailed render yet.
Yeah.
It's just conceptual drawings, and there was like 12. And then they were like talking about what it was like to render. I was like, this is great.
There's nothing wrong with having this in the game. It's more that they're bringing so much focus to it, and I don't.
Who cares? Like, I don't. I think it's. It's
funny.
I find it amusing because they're like, yeah, dude, yeah, we made like multiple sex positions. You can just fuck with them. Like, who cares?
Literally.
Like, I think that who gives a shit? Like, I know a lot of people complain about sexuality in video games, and I'm of the personal opinion of I don't give a shit. If they own that they're sexualizing their characters, I don't care.
If the people don't want to do it, they won't do it. And if they do want to do it, they're gonna do it. It's all about choice.
I find that
that's
like
it.
complaining
that's all
about
it is. It's choice.
Yeah, and
it's what they're adding.
I find it. I don't care about sexualization. Like, fuck, bro. One of my favorite games is Nier Automata.
No idea what that is.
It's a really cool game, and essentially, you play as a cool robot maid girl.
Righto.
Obviously, there's a bit more to it, but the story is amazing. It's a really good game. Like, it's a phenomenal game. But like, you can literally when you jump, the skirt rises up, and you just see full G-string. And
yeah, man, the Awoken Queen from Destiny 2.
And so the developer, right? The developer was just like. Because people asked, and he just said, I just like girls in maid outfits, and I like butts. That was all he said. He said, that's why.
At least he's honest.
Yeah, dude. I respect that. Like, versus someone like, I didn't, like, Hideo Kojima copped shit for a character in Metal Gear Solid 5, right? Who, she was literally just in a bikini. And everyone was like, why? You know, why the fuck's she in a bikini? And he said, oh, you'll be ashamed when you find out. You'll be embarrassed when you find out there's a real reason why. And the reason was photosynthesis. She doesn't breathe through her nose. She breathes through her skin, which...
Just wear some fleece, dude. Some fleece.
Well, no. But see, here's the thing, right? There was that argument kind of got debunked because he had a character in a previous Metal Gear Solid game with the same affliction, and they were still fully decked in clothes. They were just male. That was the difference. And they only had their nose showing. And it was like, you know, so that it was just like, if I don't care if people sexualize it, as long as they own it, of just been like, I just wanted to make a big titty goth girl, or I just wanted to make a really muscular big sex boy. I don't care. Own it.
Yeah, just
I respect more people who own it.
And then the people can make a decision for themselves whether they want to support it, whether they don't.
Yeah, exactly.
Just be honest with what you're
absolutely. And I just don't see the problem with sexualization in games at all. I don't see it at all. I could understand if it's like, oh, we only sexualize this one gender. Like, but...
Oh, sure. I mean, at least try and be...
Like, look at Mortal Kombat back... You know, Mortal Kombat. It's girls in skimpy attire and men in fucking budgie smugglers. It's all sexualized. Who gives a fuck? It's fun.
If it's all sexualized, then yeah.
Exactly. Who cares? Have a good time.
I do see a problem when it's just
yes. There's a problem when it's like
genders.
Men in like fully decked armor and then women are in bikini armor, and it's like
yeah, that doesn't make sense. Anyways,
I agree with that.
Anything else?
Yeah, there's a little bit more. We've still got more. Amazon Luna was announced.
Explain.
Amazon has announced a video game streaming service.
Is that kind of like the Google Cloud streaming?
Stadia, Google Stadia, or Xbox xCloud. The Game Pass xCloud, similar thing.
Stadia's dead, right? Like that's a thing that's dead.
It's going. It's still kicking, but it's dead.
Okay.
So unlike Stadia, where you have to buy the actual Stadia, you have to buy the controller, and you have to pay for the game separately, which is why it's dead.
With no actual releases on the console, yeah.
Well, no, but it's not a console, so it's like
you buy.
But like it's the problem was, even if it was third-party games, you paid for a subscription to use it, but the subscription got you no games. You had to pay for the games as well.
Yeah, that makes no sense.
Stupid. It's stupid.
Well, I mean, at the same time, PlayStation and Xbox do that. They pay for online services, and then you have to buy the games on there. Like.
But no. This is different though, because we're talking about a streaming service. Like we're talking about a service where you're streaming games. You don't charge for a controller. You don't charge for a like the Google box that you have to get. You don't charge then for a streaming service and for the games as well. Absolutely fucking not. I'm sorry, but if you need to do something, you put it all into the subscription, like Xbox is doing with their Ultimate Game Pass. The only way you can get xCloud is if you have the Ultimate Game Pass, which is more than the normal Game Pass. It's $25 a month.
Okay.
And that gets you the xCloud, and it also gets you access to, if you have an Xbox One, Game Pass on Xbox One and PC.
Oh, that's cool. All right.
So like that's what the Ultimate does, and it gives you a decent amount of stuff. And Amazon seems to be kind of doing this weird in between thing with the subscription. Okay. Now we don't know the pricing, but you'll have to buy the controller, which looks exactly like the Nintendo Switch controller, like their controller. Like even the buttons are the exact same, except I think they moved the X and the Y around and the A and the B around. To be fair,
how much can you change?
No. I don't. Controller? Honestly, I don't care. People giving them shits for it, I don't care. Like, I'd rather them mimic something that's good than make something that's bad.
Yeah, exactly.
Make something that's new and bad.
PlayStation controllers aren't that different. They have a little bit of sizing differences, but their button layouts are pretty much the same. Exactly the same.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, I'm not going to shit on them for that.
I don't shit on them for that. I just found it amusing that it was like, I liked the memes that came from it, which was like, hey, it's that homework
memes
one.
Are always quality.
It was just like, hey, you can copy my homework, just make sure it doesn't look like you've copied it. And then it was just like showing the button changes.
Yep.
But no, so yeah, we don't know the pricing yet, but so you buy the controller, you need the controller for it, and then you pay for you pay for a subscription, and like the way your subscription works is you subscribe to, it's similar to cable is the best way to put it. So you subscribe to channels. So I don't know exactly how this is going to work, but the way I've taken it is like, Ubisoft has their own channel, so you subscribe to the Ubisoft games, or like Bethesda has their own channel, you subscribe to the Bethesda games, and so you get them within your subscription, and like each channel you add will add a little bit more to the subscription type of thing.
Okay.
If that's what I gathered from it. Like, we don't have a lot of information, but that's what I got from it. Which, look, more competition is good. More competition is good if it does well.
Because it pushes the other ones to be better, and hopefully towards
Stadia's fucked already.
Towards more.
Yeah, Stadia's already fucked right now, so. Oh.
Whoa, I just got myself a treat. Got some prawns. I'll eat that later.
Fucking. All right.
It's my treat for being a gamer god. I said that with the utmost confidence.
Not a pause at all in
the
statement. But yeah, no, I think, look, it's good. I really hope that it does well. Honestly, I really do. Now, this is our final bit of news. It's good news.
Oh, there's no such thing, is there, Andrew?
There's
no such thing as good news.
There is, and it goes by the name of Mike Morhaime.
Mike Morhaime.
Mike Morhaime, a god in man's clothing.
Okay.
He
deserves the prawn roll.
He's graced us with his presence. Now, Mike Morhaime, you don't know who he is. He is the co-founder and ex-president of Blizzard Entertainment.
Okay, Blizzard isn't that great.
Blizzard was, though.
It was.
While Mike Morhaime was around.
Yeah,
so,
all right.
Mike Morhaime.
You have me intrigued.
A good man. He worked with Blizzard up until 2018 and left. And he didn't state why, but everybody assumed because this was when Activision started, putting its tentacles in and forcing things to go downhill. And so people believed that Mike Morhaime left due to that. And a lot of developers actually were really worried when he left because they said the only reason Activision hasn't done nearly as much as they could have is because Mike Morhaime was there.
So he's a good guy in the industry.
So he was a very good guy. He's been there from the beginning of Blizzard, So and he's been he's been the president. He's the co-founder. He's been around since Blizzard was at its peak. He's been around for that whole time while it was rising. I'm going to sneeze.
Bless you again.
He's been he's been rising constantly. He was at the rise, and when it started to peter is when he left because it seemed like he didn't want to be there when he had no control over it.
Sure. So what's he doing now?
He came out and announced that he's got a new company.
Oh.
A new development company.
A brand spanking new developer company.
By the name of Dreamhaven. And this company has 2 studios.
Sure.
I don't remember the name of the 2 studios, but anyway, so Morhaime has come out. He essentially announced that he's going to be making games, and he wants to remind people. He didn't throw any shade that games are more than just a monetary income. He wants to reimagine the studio model. He wants to take chances. The world. He wants to take chances that most big publishers won't. He wants to create a haven for creators who want an environment that is development friendly, values product and player experience over short-term financial pressures. So essentially, he wants to make the dream job. He wants to make the dream company.
He wants to give back to the industry, not have these shit tards like EA and Ubisoft that just shit on its users, or its buyers, I should say.
And I want to mention, it's not just Mike Morhaime. So other Blizzard veterans have joined him. So, for example, Moonshot Games and Secret Door. I have written it down. I didn't know if I'd written it down. So the studios are Moonshot Games and Secret Door. So one of them that works with Moonshot is obviously Morhaime's the head of Moonshot, I believe, and then next to him is the lead of Hearthstone, the former lead for Hearthstone. So he was there from the creation of Hearthstone, which Hearthstone shit on what it is now, it was amazing when it came out.
Oh yeah, of course. Massively popular.
So we've got him, and he's also was a lead with StarCraft 2. And it was Hearthstone and Heroes of the Storm, sorry. And then we've got the director of StarCraft 2 and Heroes of the Storm, Dustin Browder.
Okay.
So Jason Chase and Dustin Browder, so both big heads, and also other smaller members from those good days of
great.
Blizzard.
No, that's awesome news. Which brings me to my next question: do they have any games in development?
So they haven't announced any games, but they said we've already greenlit some. We've got things in the works.
Do we have a genre or anything?
We've been told nothing.
Nothing, but that's still really good news.
So essentially, what they said was
the biggest piece.
They said was
change.
They essentially said before we wanted to announce anything, we wanted to be already on the roll. Right. So they'd already been through the boards. They'd already greenlit their games. They'd already thrown out all their options and went this one and this one.
Yeah.
So they've already got games really on the way that will happen years and years down the line. But
as a gamer, that's really reassuring.
As someone who is a massive fan of, or was a massive fan of Blizzard, this makes me excited. Like,
there might actually be a company we can put our
Blizzard was
hearts to.
One of my few companies where I was like, they just can't do wrong. They just can't. And then obviously things happened, and I'm gonna sneeze again. It's gonna come.
Wow.
Jesus. Got the Rones,
6 out of 10.
Got the Rones.
Yeah.
But no, like, I think this is what companies need. This is what developers that aren't the leads, like the little guys, they need to see what this guy can do and what this studio can do.
What I'm hoping is what...
Well, I was just going to say, if they realize what a good work environment can do, it might, hopefully, because he did say he wants to prove to other companies
that the model they're using,
that there is a better way to treat
exactly. That's what I'm hoping, that he can show that their new model of business is profitable for them as well as the people that consume their products, and that it's healthy for both parties, and that other big companies that have now turned everything into money will see, well, actually, maybe we need to change because we're seeing these guys do really well with their model.
I don't think so, because I mean, like, look, as much as I want to...
That's what I'm hoping. That there's such a drastic change.
But I mean, like, you look at CD Projekt, and they do nothing but right by the customer, and no one's following their step.
But they're not changing the model. He seems like he wants to shake things up.
They're not changing maybe how development works, but they're not... What they aren't doing is they're not stooping to what these companies are doing. They're staying up to a decent standard when it comes to consumer rights.
Push from the public for these companies that are doing right.
I truly hope that that this goes to plan and what they're saying is true. Oh. And the thing is, everyone who's worked for him has said he is that guy that would do this. So I'm not saying, like, obviously, if it comes out that he's an abusive little prick and doesn't do that, fuck him, we'll find out later and we'll shit on him then. Sure. But until then, I take him by his word, because he has proven in his previous works. He has
a very good reputation.
Yeah, his reputation.
His peers in the industry.
Yeah, his reputation.
Which, again, we've said,
holds himself.
People lie and you can't really trust anyone. But I don't know.
It's pretty tough to
for
look
good
at
news
someone
in the industry.
Look, but it's pretty tough to look at someone who doesn't really have a black spot on their name when it comes to working in this industry.
No, he seems to have a pretty clean rep. So
at least in terms of that, and if he is doing what he's saying he wants to do,
but Andrew.
I salute.
Is he saving puppies? Is he working with animals?
He probably isn't. You're right, Mitchell.
Get him out. Me. Get him out.
Where's my Ansel?
Yeah, give me Ansel.
Please don't. But no, that's the news. That's the news. What are we on? What time limit are we on?
Well, just over an hour, my friend.
Awesome. Well,
we can have a quick chat about something.
Let's talk about some anime, man.
All right.
We haven't spoken about anime in a while.
I'll pick up what you're throwing down.
Good. I'm glad. See, this is why you're my favourite, Mitch. We have this great rapport. You'll pick it up and you'll pass it back to me,
You know, I'm just amazing.
Yeah, of course.
Just basic, simple, effective.
The effective was a compliment, but when you started with basic and simple, I was like, where are you complimenting yourself or insulting?
Also incredibly stupid. Now, what did you want to talk about?
Look, I wanted to... my original topics were anime openings, but you skip openings. And Tolga
I do watch
is not
some.
here.
There are some I like.
I want to save this for maybe more people where we can get more of a conversation.
Yeah, sure.
But I wanted to talk about anime that's coming out soon.
Yeah.
So soon to be released anime. I want to talk.
Yeah.
I want you to tell me
just released their
what you're excited for.
What I'm excited for. Haikyuu, which comes out early October. I think 3rd or 2nd of October.
3rd.
Yeah.
Which I'm so excited for.
Promised Neverland, I think season 2.
Season 2, yes.
Next year, January, I think.
Is it January? Okay.
I think so. Don't hold me to that, but I think it is. What else? I'm keen to try out this new shonen.
Jujutsu Kaisen.
Jujutsu Kaisen. What else? I don't know.
Attack on Titan final season.
Yes, I'm confused.
Although that's not
intrigued.
to be. The release date. So you know how you said it's TBD.
No,
it's
December 7th.
They did actually have a release date.
No. I told you it was December 7th, but you were curious if they'd push it back because of everything that's happening.
Yes. Well, I was more curious because, as I didn't know until recently, is Attack on Titan the studio has changed.
Yes, so, you told me about this as well.
Yes, so Studio Wit were the guys that were doing the original Attack on Titan, and now it's Studio Mappa. Now, Mappa have done a lot of good shows. Like, just to name like one of their most recent ones, which gives me hope with the animation specifically, God of High School.
And I really like that show. It's taken a big turn recently.
I hate that show.
I love it.
That show is nothing but trash in my opinion, but the one thing it does well is its animation. And I will not shit on its animation. I will just shit on its bad writing. Seriously, like the animation is phenomenal. Like the fight scenes were really well animated. So I have faith in what it can do with its animations teams. My only worry is Studio Mappa is also doing that new shonen that you mentioned, Jujutsu Kaisen.
Yes, and you think that they're being able to split their workforce across these two big projects.
I hope they can. It's a worry because you've got to think of it in a way of they've got in one hand what could be the greatest masterpiece in modern anime, Attack on Titan.
This is basically
the ending as well.
The same stakes as, say, Game of Thrones final season. Because everyone was talking about Game of Thrones and they're like, if this season's great, this will be one of probably the best show in television history. Yeah. Obviously, we know what happened, but now...
But, like, Attack on Titan, as it is,
world,
each season, not in, like, best show in history, it would have been the best show in modern anime history.
Yeah, sure. It's still got pretty high stakes.
Yeah, it's got very high stakes because it's a show that every season improved. I'd argue season 2 improved, but
season 2 sort of... When they came back with the second half of it, or was that season 3? I can't remember.
So the weird thing with season 2 was everything was so boring, and then the last 3 episodes was so amazing that you forgot about everything that was boring.
That's true. That kind of reminds me of Code Geass in season 2.
Code Geass,
the whole season you were like, what the fuck is happening? This is bullshit. Then the final episode... Everything
the ending happens together, and you just went, wow, this is amazing. This is the best show that's ever happened.
Yeah, you're literally like, I'm not even upset anymore. It all makes sense.
The thing is, I forgot about how bad season 2 was, and I'm pretty sure I watched it with a mate because he wanted to try out the show. He hadn't seen it, and I was like, he was up to season 2. I was like, let's watch it. And I watched it with him, and I just went, oh my god, this is so fucking shit. I forgot how bad season 2 is. Dude, the ending just completely clouded my entire memory of season 2.
But the thing is, the bad things had to happen in order for the ending to have that effect, I feel.
I don't know. There was some things where I was just like, it was just like boring. It wasn't just like, oh, this sets up this. It was just like,
but anyways,
I don't care about your fake brother that isn't your brother but thinks he's your brother. Shit.
Yeah.
But anyway,
actually, there is another one that I'm excited for. Just before we go on.
Yep.
Log Horizon Season 3.
Really? Is that coming out? I didn't know
Next
that.
January, I think, as well.
Interesting.
Yep.
I've
been waiting.
Never
for that
finished Log Horizon. I liked it. I just never finished it.
Oh, I've been waiting.
Well, let's move on. Look, my most anticipated anime of this whole new season is absolutely Haikyuu season.
Oh, baby, hell yeah. Season. I am so
Haikyuu is the weirdest show in my log of show. Actually, no, it's not. But it is the one show where I started watching it just because I had nothing to do, and I went, I'm not going to like this, but I'll give it a crack. And it surprised me from episode 1. You know,
mate, I've never fallen in love with an anime like this in such a long time.
I was so proud you got into it, man. I was so proud. Also, I just grabbed a knife. Please don't think I'm a serial killer. I've been opening boxes, I swear.
The last season that came out wasn't the best season out of everything, but it kept you going because you knew what was coming.
Here's the thing.
It builds up. It builds suspense and tension and hype so well. It just grabs you.
Here's what makes Haikyuu a good sports anime. It doesn't just show you the tournament.
No,
it shows you everything. It shows you what they're training for. And the cool thing is, they don't train and learn some killer move that they can then use. A lot of the time, they're training the fundamentals, just the basics. And then they show how those basics make the sport players
and that
what they actually
alone,
are.
With that kind of fundamental stuff that usually people wouldn't show, makes the audience more attached to the characters and the story.
You kind of respect the shit that they do.
Them. Oh yeah, 100%.
You respect, in a tournament when someone pulls something off and you're like,
mate,
normally you'd be like, oh, fuck you. Did they see that? You see all these, moments they've trained their ass off and you go, I know why they managed to nail that now.
I still think their best season was season 2 when they literally had the whole one game was one season. I think that was season 2.
That's season 3.
Season 3.
That's my favorite season 2.
That's
my favorite
game
season.
Was amazing. And it was worth a full season.
Haikyuu did something that I never thought was possible, which was a sports anime, but it was just one game for 10 episodes.
One game for 10.
Who would have thought that was so good? And I'm sitting
going... It was incredible. Their storytelling and writing is next level, and they deserve every bit of praise that they get.
Can we just shout out the opening? Speaking of anime openings, the opening for that season. That is one of my favorite anime openings.
What's that? Hikari Are?
Yeah.
I like
one of my
Fly as well, actually.
Look, they've got... That's also a good one. I just love that one because... You need to listen to this. They released an acoustic version of the song, and I want you to listen to it because I want them to play this song if, let's say in the finals, they win. Let's say they get the win. They win nationals or whatever. I want this song to play.
Okay.
You need to listen. Because obviously Hikari Are is Japanese for Let There Be Light, by the way.
Okay. It's such a phenomenal song.
It's phenomenal. And just it just keeps you hyped. When we were going to uni and we'd go to the gym, that was the song I'd play.
Yeah.
I'm not fucking cheating. I'd blast that. Because it just gets me so pumped. But no, anyway, so that's my most anticipated
I just thought of
show.
my favorite anime opening.
Oh, what is it? What is it? Come on, spill it.
It's one of the original One Piece ones. You know the one where they had the rap? It's like Gaio, Gaio, Gaio. Oh.
I do remember that.
Yeah, that one. That was my favorite.
I do actually know that.
My favorite one. That's because when I was little, it resonated with me because I'd wake up in the morning before school, go and watch Cheese TV or whatever it was, and One Piece was on, and I'd listen to that intro every morning. I was like, awesome.
I'm just gonna throw out my.
So good.
I don't have a favorite opening because.
Sorry.
I don't have a favorite opening because there's so many good ones. But the one that I always... Because I like openings that, obviously, the animation matches with the song and matches with what's going on in the anime.
Sure.
One of my favorite ones is a Naruto Shippuden one, which is number 8.
Is that the one where he's falling?
In the water.
Yeah. That is a favorite of a lot of Naruto.
That's my number 1. Because, in my opinion, for Shippuden... Because it's literally, it tells the entire story of Shippuden.
I think it was the first one that was one of my favorites. I can't remember how
Third one, Bluebird. It'll be Bluebird.
You reckon?
I reckon.
Okay.
Wait, for Shippuden? For Shippuden?
Shippuden, yeah.
Yeah, it'll be Bluebird.
It was like to do with the Akatsuki and...
Oh, was it to do with the Akatsuki or was it the,
I think it was the first one, dude.
Grabbing Sasuke, grabbing Sasuke?
Nah, I think it was the first one.
You sure?
No.
I feel like it's Bluebird because Bluebird's like... Normally, the Naruto fans are like, Bluebird's the best opening.
Do you remember the original Naruto one? And I don't know why I like this one, but it was so basic.
Is it the Chunin exams one?
No, it was just like, Naruto, Naruto, Naruto. And it was just that the whole time. I remember that, and it was one of my favorites.
My favorite for Naruto original was the Chunin exam one, which is like the fucking love that one.
Yeah.
And anyways, I remember I used to get so excited when he just screamed, ah! And I just join in every time.
That's
loved it.
Anyways,
anyway, back to the anime coming out.
Yeah.
I'm also interested. I don't know if I'm excited. I'm curious. They're remaking Higurashi no Naku Koroni.
Yeah, I already talked to you about this, and I said it doesn't need it. Unless you're making a new season.
It doesn't need it. But I don't think they should make a new season either. Honestly,
but I would be more open to a new season than a remake.
So I'm curious if it's going to end up being something where it's like you think it's a remake,
terrific show.
They drop a fucking bombshell on you and go, no, this is actually like what? This.
It's not actually an easy show to find anymore because not a lot of platforms have it. So maybe if it's remade, it'll be more accessible to the public, which is a good thing in itself.
Maybe, but like my only concern.
I had a friend who wanted to watch it, but it was really difficult. There was nowhere. It was literally only you could get it illegally through a torrent, maybe. But that's it. Or buy it. But, you wanted to watch it digitally.
Yeah. No, I think Higurashi's on Netflix now, actually.
Is it actually?
It's on Netflix now. I saw it on
At
Netflix.
the time, it wasn't, but...
Because Netflix sometimes uses the English language as well, so they could have... Because they call it on Netflix now, it's the...
When Locusts Cry.
When the Cicadas Cry is the original, but they changed it to when... That's like the direct translation, but the translation is When They Cry.
Yeah.
That's the English title, is When They Cry.
When They Cry. I think I actually went past that, so yeah. I think it is on Netflix.
That's what happened. I stumbled upon it, and I was like, ooh.
I'm not watching it again. I'm not going through that shit.
I want to watch murder.
Oh,
and the highest degree.
That show fucked me up.
That was a great show.
Yeah.
That was a great show. But I'm interested because it's like, they could do a bare bones remake and I'll be whatever. But if they did something like, they make you think it's a remake, and they absolutely drop a bomb.
To, mislead you.
They drop because it's a show that does that. If they then drop a bomb that goes, but is it a remake? Is this something new? And it's like...
Well, look, put it this way. I'm not going to watch it unless someone tells me to.
I'm going to watch it just because I'm curious.
I know you're going to watch it, so if you go, dude, I'm going to be like, fine.
If it is just a straight remake, I'll probably get bored of it because personally, the base show was so good because it had such a small budget, but they worked with what they had.
I don't like re-watching content. I don't like watching things I've already seen. I don't enjoy that.
I understand that. There are some times when a remake or something like that is necessary if it's, like you said, hard to access this series. Sometimes it's necessary. Or if it's a series that never got the attention in the first place, which Higurashi is not that.
Or if it's unfinished.
Which it's not.
Yeah. But I'm saying if there was an anime.
Yeah. But like, Yeah, I would be I'd be excited if it was something like that where they like tricked you.
Yeah,
But
that'd be fun.
I'm curious. I'm curious to see what they do. I'm interested to see what they do with this Jujutsu Kaisen too.
Yeah. Whenever I see a shonen, I am always open to it, and
I was less open to this one. I told you this, I'm pretty sure.
Maybe.
I was not excited for this coming out at all. I've read a bit of the manga.
Oh, you did say a little something, actually, yeah.
It was really, really average, in my opinion. I didn't get super far in.
So maybe it takes a little bit to fizzle.
It could well take a little bit to spark something in me.
Yeah, but you did say that maybe this could be suited more to an anime.
Yes, so that's where I was going. But what interested me was when I saw the preview for this show, and it's the main character running down the hallway. I know exactly what this scene is. I know exactly what's about to come in the manga, and so they obviously don't show the entire thing. And I was like, "Oh wow, they've really nailed the setting, the feelings you should feel." The way it was following the character, almost like that POV, like camera behind the character running.
Sure.
Was really interesting and really cool, and it showed off a bit more of the horror side.
Nice dab. Actually, camera angles in horror. Shout out to Promised Neverland when they had the POV camera angle going up the stairs. One of the most... I've never really seen camera angles, if you can call it camera angles in animation, like that, used so well. So
yeah,
if they're using similar techniques,
have you seen?
I would
love
that.
There's this whole theory around Promised Neverland that you know David. He's the little kid, the little one.
Oh yeah.
There's a theory that he knew about everything from the beginning.
No way.
There's a theory around that. We don't know, even though they finished the show now, so we should be able to know from the manga. But there was this theory where, like, if you know, every time it does like a camera angle from far away of characters, you realize it's every time that angle's happening, it's from. You're actually going from the eyes of a different character viewing them. So like, and you notice that. So like, there's one where the character is looking down. There's like the camera's looking down through the window of the characters talking, and then it cuts to the characters, and you see Ray there, right? And then like, for example, when sister, whatever the crazy sister was,
I don't know,
Sister Cleone or something. I don't remember her name.
With dreadlocks.
Yeah, dready girl.
Yeah.
She like that when she's viewing the Norman and Emma. You see the camera angle in the bush, and then you see Sister Crone. That was her name, Crone.
Ah, okay.
Sister Crone comes out of the bush.
So it's subtleties in its craft.
So like. But there was always these, and like they were always at a height where it would make sense that you were looking through the eyes of that character as well. But there was a few shots that had that similar type of positioning,
but up.
No, but lower.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's looking up.
Well, no, not even looking up, but like you never saw anyone or anyone come out and kind of make themselves apparent as that POV. And so, like, obviously, there's other theories around why it's David. Is like David is one of the smarter kids in the course already getting really high marks, right? And constantly improving. And two, every time something nearly bad happens, David's there to kind of save the day by accident.
So then why wouldn't he tell the others if he knows?
Because he was too scared. Like, who is going to believe you?
No, I mean, why wouldn't he tell the 3 main?
So the reason why they think that he didn't. Oh, there was a really good video on it. I'm trying to remember who did it, but part of it was that he wasn't to begin with. He wasn't aware of if Ray and that were to be trusted, and he kept viewing them, and so it was almost like he's the guardian angel. He was viewing them from far away, so that he could, he wouldn't be told to do stuff, but could interfere and help them in his own ways, and they wouldn't feel like they brought him into something that would endanger him.
Yeah, look, that could be true, and if it is real, it would make sense. I don't think
it is, but it was the way they brought it up was
it's a really cool theory, and I think the only way it would make sense if he told them that he knew once they leave.
Well, there were like moments as well, like, oh, actually there was another one, like, he was one of the kids that brought one of the Minerva books, and he noticed the code. He mentions one of the codes and stuff like that, and so like people were Okay. Obviously,
could be circumstance. You don't know, but
fuck,
you don't know.
Jesus,
bless you.
What's fucking going on?
Sneezing, Andrew.
I got the corona. I've got the corona.
Yeah,
that's it. But no, I thought it was really interesting. Obviously, the manga's ended, so I should read the manga and just tell you if it's true or not. But
don't tell me if it is. I want to watch.
I'm gonna spoil you.
I don't want to spoil.
Oh my god, dude.
Bless you.
It's a nightmare.
Is there anything else we need to talk of before we wrap up?
There was another one that I really wanted to mention. Oh fuck, I can't remember it now. Of course I can't.
We're installing Genshin Impact team. I'm gonna be on there.
Actually, another show I wanted to briefly touch on now. This isn't a new show. This is a show that's been airing, and you and I have been watching it week by week. ReZero Season 2. Now, obviously, we won't go into... We're not going to go into spoiler. No spoilers.
Very, very good show. You should watch. Watch now.
If this show pulls an Attack on Titan where the next season's as good as or better than this season, this will surpass Attack on Titan for me.
You know what?
Personally. Because Season 2, in my opinion, compared to Attack on Titan Season 2...
is better.
Is 10 times better. Not even better. It's 10 times better.
I love this season, but, I don't know. Sorry. He's coming in for my prawns. I haven't eaten any of them. What was I saying? I didn't really understand... ReZero for Season 1 was one of those shows that I kind of watched, but it was in that time I was watching so many shows that I didn't really take in a lot of it or realize if it was good or bad. I was like, I'm watching it. It was cool, whatever. But then now that I'm more into anime maybe, or now that I'm more focused on the show itself with Season 2, it is absolutely phenomenal. And if it continues in this trend, just like, say, Haikyuu has for every season, it's getting progressively better. If it follows that trend, it'll be up there. It'll be up there, 100%.
I think it could well surpass if it keeps going in the trajectory that it's going. And I'm not saying, like, in the trajectory of the story. I'm saying strictly from how every episode has genuinely, in my opinion, gotten better than the next. And if they continue that with the next season and they make it... They feel like it's gotten even better than the previous season and more shit's going. You're like, oh my god. It could, in my opinion, well surpass Attack on Titan. Because they are just nailing it. And
I don't think it'll ever be as popular as Attack on Titan because it hasn't hit the mainstream
popularity.
Like it has,
I'm just saying
the quality of product is probably
from quality.
Up there.
I like the ReZero 1, like Season 1. In my opinion, is a really great season. Especially for me, I was someone who watched a lot of anime at that point, and I'd watched a shit ton of isekai.
Yeah.
I was bored of isekai. Isekai was one of the most boring tropes, and ReZero came in and went, isekai, but fucked up.
Yeah.
And
I think I
really
always got
grabbed that
ReZero.
concept, and they grabbed that concept and kind of turned it on its head in some ways. And I was like,
it's very unique
wow.
in its own style, that's for sure.
And
I think I got it confused with Konosuba for some reason. I always mix those two shows together in my mind.
Which is really weird because
I was watching them at the same time.
One's a really funny, one's a comedy, and one is a horror thriller.
Yeah. I'm not saying it's right. I'm saying I don't know.
Do you know what? I get you though, because when people mention good isekais, both those shows always come up in the conversation next to each other because they came out at similar times and took interesting turns. Are you going to talk about a different
I was going to
isekai?
talk about a different anime. Just I remembered another release.
I think I know which one you're going to talk about. Mention?
I don't enjoy that it's coming out because I just want a new season. But an AOD number 5 is coming out for Slime.
Wait, what?
OAD.
OAV.
OAV, sorry, whatever.
Original animation anime video. Yeah.
So whatever it's called is coming
Sorry,
out
I was
for
like,
Slime.
AOD. What's that?
What is it? What's its full name? I got reincarnated as a slime.
That time I got reincarnated as a slime.
Yeah. So another AOV is that, which is a little disappointing, honestly. But I guess
I will like to correct Mitchell again. It is OAV. Don't worry.
I said AOV.
OAV.
OAV. Yeah, that's what I said.
Fuck off.
I did. OAV.
Wait, are you fucking with me?
No, I actually said it. Roll
you're
tape back.
Fucking with me,
Roll the
right?
tape back. No, you watch this back and you'll realize how stupid.
I swear you said AOD again, and then when I corrected you, I said AOV.
OAV. Maybe I said Maybe I went AOV.
Maybe.
I
just wanted to say, don't go in there.
But yeah, I guess
it.
there's a little bit of content with the OAV.
Thank you.
For people in the community that want to watch it, to tie us over, I guess, until a new season's released. But
I got bored of Reincarnated.
I don't care.
I think it was really good. I truly do. But I mentioned this to you
I'm excited
before.
for a new season. I just don't care about the
Yeah.
OAVs.
I think I mentioned this to you before. I take Slime and One Punch Man as similar series. Was it to you that I mentioned this?
Yeah, it was the other day.
And the reason why I compare them is Slime has that one joke that it falls on with Rimuru being a slime and being extremely overpowered. And One Punch Man has that similar joke of him being overpowered and being the One Punch Man. And One Punch developed and no longer focused just primarily on Saitama and focused more on the other characters, and Saitama became more of a side character in his own series, and a lot of the jokes they then were able to create around these other characters, and then to hit those punchlines every now and then Saitama would come in.
What about if, because you're saying the jokes are going to run old in Slime?
Well,
unlike
found Slime ran old is what I was comparing.
It's like ReZero, because I remember you saying this about ReZero, where you don't care about him because he just comes back to life. You care about the stakes of everyone around him. Well, and I think that's what Slime would need to do.
It was actually the thing I cared about more. It's not that you care about him, it's more you care about the scare of ReZero is
the stakes of the other characters around him.
You don't know where the checkpoint is.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that's what Slime would need to do.
If he fucks up and hits a checkpoint, he's fucked.
Yeah.
And he loses that person. That's where the stress comes in. And do you know what? Now, you do actually care more about Subaru. I feel like this season's really... They went, okay, Subaru wasn't exactly the most
character
likable.
Development in this season.
They were like, Subaru's not exactly the most likable character. And now I'm like, I actually feel for him now.
They've gone a little more in-depth about why he is... Whatever. But yeah,
but they have made him develop those. Or he's thinking a lot more. He's acting a little different. He's
But what I was saying,
being a bit
just
more
with
emotional.
Slime, is that maybe they need to focus on not so much the stakes of Rimuru. Is that his name?
That would be a way to do it.
To more focus on everyone around him and get people like, oh my god.
My only thing is,
lose them.
All the characters around him aren't super interesting. There are a few.
Yeah, they'd have to develop them. So it'll be interesting when a new season does come out. What they do.
Because I got really far into the manga, and there was no such thing as that.
Yeah, but that's all I've got to say on anything else.
Look, that's the anime talk.
Yeah.
My most anticipated Haikyuu, most curious Higurashi. I'm very excited to see the finale of Attack on Titan.
Mm-hmm.
As tempted as I am to read the manga just so I know what happens, I don't want to because I want to feel absolutely everything that I possibly can with this season. Like, I want the full experience, and I think the anime this is one of those few times where the anime is truly 10 times better than the manga.
Now that we've got a new season of Log Horizon, I would love to see a new season of No Game No Life and Batum.
Well, if we do get a new season of No Game No Life, you probably won't get it.
Why?
It's banned in Australia.
I'll find a way.
Your face first. Take that back.
No.
Take it back, you.
No. I'll figure it out. But I want a new season, and I want a new season of Batum because I've also been waiting for that.
I'm pretty sure it's banned.
You're banned. Shut up. Now I'm mad. Now you need it. Just end it.
But like, that's the weird thing, right? It's banned in Australia, but I can still find it on Netflix. So I don't know how they're gonna fix that.
There'll be ways around it. Anyways, let's wrap this.
No, that's what I'm saying though. Like I still find it legally on Netflix. So how are they nailing this ban?
No idea.
Not to mention we've got actually another interesting one. I don't know if it's coming out this season, but I do want to mention it because I am excited for it. And we mentioned it the other week. SAO Progressive. Really excited for that.
When's that coming out?
That to be good. I don't know the release date.
Okay. We'll stay
I just
on top
want
of
it to
that,
be good. I just want it to be good.
But as usual, guys, hope you liked the podcast. And if
thank you.
think we missed anything that we should have mentioned, please mention in the comments.
Yeah.
Let us know your thoughts.
Something came up while we were on stream. We got a quick game story. Cyberpunk 2077 has sadly gone into mandatory crunch after promising to not go into crunch.
What does that mean? Explain it.
Crunch is essentially where it's crunch because like you crunch down, you work, they like kind of put their head down. So they're going overtime. Crunch tends to be overtime in the 50 hours onwards.
Yeah, shit.
And CD Projekt Red has had problems with that previously. I just read this here. Literally, I'm on Twitter and it's just come out. There's a new story on it.
Oh, we'll stay on top of that and see what happens.
But I would like to mention, look, there's gonna be crunch in any form of entertainment. Like, look at as when I was once a dancer, we both in the musical theatre world. A few weeks before show.
Yeah, it sucks.
It sucks.
And you got to do it.
But like, I think the problem is, though, with development of a video game, there are ways. There's a difference, you know.
Well, we'll see what happens and whatnot.
I don't
think they would have made this decision unless they really would have had to.
Look, I wouldn't shit on them so much about it if they hadn't promised last year that they weren't going to do it. Cyberpunk. They kind of dug their grave a little bit on that. And I understand, obviously, there's a corona happening that... Anyways. I don't know. I'll have to look into it a little more for next week. But
thanks,
just
everyone.
thought I'd throw that out there.
Yeah. Thanks, everyone, for watching. Yeah, if you've come the whole way through, you get a gold sticker of approval.
And you get to listen to me sneeze a shit ton.
Hell yeah. But Andrew, go on. Do your little catchphrase for the nerds out there. 3,
2, 1. You've been Nerdspiced. Beautiful harmonizing. I love it.
I don't think it was a harmony. I
was a little flat.
No, I was definitely flat.
Oh, stop, honey.
No.
You're giving me too much credit.
Oh, I know I do. Anyway, see you, everyone.